All right, welcome back, folks. We are back with round two. I have not updated the player names yet, but let's see who we got. We got Andrew versus Tim. Andrew will be playing the top side with the playmat. I don't currently have deck lists or deck names or whatever they're playing. So I believe Andrew is probably playing rhinos though. Yeah, rhino beans. Okay, players have been notified and they're about to begin. About to find out.
Maybe not.
See, Botanical Sanctum into Springleaf Drum into Ornithopter into Emry? Oh, wow. That's a pretty good... Wow, okay. You would think this is Legacy, but turn one Emry. Oh my god. Ledger Shredder milled, Walking Ballista milled, Agatha's Cauldron milled, Andrew's on beans. Yeah, so Yorion... not Yorion. I think it's Rhino beans. I'm just gonna put beans, and then I believe Tim is playing mono blue artifacts, mono blue cauldron.
Can I say hi to chat?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi chat. This is Emma. I am going to be co-commentating for just this round.
You don't have to say why. Alrighty, then we've got pass over to Andrew, who plays a Mystery Rainforest, Solitude evoked with Teferi, passes back. What is this brew? Good question.
What I understand is he basically just turns any creature into Emry with his Agatha's Cauldron, and then does a bunch of weird shenanigans with that.
That sounds like fun. There's a saga.
That is all I've been told.
Into another Emry. Okay, mill 3 more. We got, or 4 more. Shredder. Oh my god, you get 3 shredders in the bin. Patchwork Automaton, and I believe a basic land. Then we see 1, 2. Okay, wow, we got a Ballista on 1. You need context for that. All right, pass back over to Andrew, who I believe... Oh, I spelled his name wrong. Nice. I cannot do this. I apologize, Tim. Untaps, draws, has not played a land yet. I'll get it this time. 3rd time's a charm.
Oh, time.
Did I spell everything correctly this time? Let's double check. Looks like it. Forest being fetched off of Windswept Heath. Is he gonna do the thing? He's gonna
Beans.
do the thing. There we see a Charlotte's Agent to cascade into beans.
We love the beans. Let's go.
Excuse me.
All this just to draw a card.
3 mana 2/2, draw a card. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then the other card you cast with the cascade has other text. Yeah, okay.
Other text.
Look at that. Free cast, Solitude, trigger, draw.
Oh my gosh.
Target Emry again. Pitching Teferi again. Deja vu.
That was a really good play, I'd say, because now he can't target... Because it went to exile and not the graveyard, he cannot target it with the cauldron once he gets a cauldron out on the field because it's already in exile.
Yeah, that's it's gonna be hurting Tim there as he's down 2 Emrys now. Another Saga. Okay.
You know what's better than one Saga?
No Sagas. What does Tim have? Does he have something he wants to cast? Or is he going to be holding the mana to make a construct? Oh, it looks like he's passing back to Andrew, who plays another Beans. Yeah, it looks like today is going to be bean filled. Is he going to be fetching Flooded Strand? Yep, so he does fetch. For a basic plains. Keep in mind, I believe he does have Domain Online, so that white source could just be used at instant speed for everybody's favorite card.
And you get to draw 2 cards from it.
Instead, we do see the construct being made. He was going to untap, but I believe Andrew actually has an effect before that. So do we see the binding being cast? Do we see something else?
Oh, white's been tapped. Oh, there
it
it
is. Yeah, so we saw this many a times last round. He's just gonna get rid of the construct. Bye construct. The cool thing about exiling a token with leyline binding is that anytime you want to get rid of your own leyline binding, you're not feeling pressured on what you exiled underneath it. So Tim is going to be making, I believe, another construct here with the Saga that will be sacking momentarily. I wonder what he finds off of his search.
Yeah, because Cauldron's 2 mana, I believe.
Oh, we just have another
Another drum.
Yep, another Springleaf Drum here.
I will say there is a good reason why Cauldron is as expensive as it is, because I think last I checked it was at least $60, if not more.
So we see a basic island. Mishra's Bauble. This construct is large, in case anybody was wondering.
A large boy.
Another leyline binding.
Oh my gosh, you can't come back from this.
Enters, just get rid of another construct.
Oh.
He's gonna tap it, I presume, yeah, to make another construct for mana.
Oh, nope, we decided not to.
Change his mind. A breeding pool coming into play untapped. Evil Steven, welcome.
Good morning. Actually, afternoon, because it is past 12 o'clock.
Welcome to round 2 of our Modern 2K RCQ.
We're getting a face full of beans and some cauldrons.
Andrew going to combat, so in the Charged Agent, we see the 3rd Solitude being cast as
Lord.
Tim wanted to make a construct blocker.
I missed the guy with the hair.
The guy with the hair, what happened to him?
Yeah,
yeah, that one guy.
Who knows? He could make an appearance for the 6K at the end of the year. December 2nd. Put it in your calendar.
Tim will be sacking Bauble. And tapping. See if he remembers to draw off Bauble. Good, we got there, okay. Is he going to make another construct?
I don't know, his constructs haven't been doing so well.
No, Andrew's done a really good job to keep him off those construct beatdown strategy there. It's quite impressive.
How do we feel about the format right now?
How do you feel about the format? I dislike where it's at right now. I just don't think it's a very healthy or fun state to be in at the moment.
No, I'm even playing in it right now, and I'm just like, I don't know. I don't enjoy it. I just play it to I don't know, to get up there on the nerds leaderboard. But the decks themselves, I don't enjoy really, like, the Ring and Orcish Bowmasters and what they've done to the format, so...
That's what I've noticed. A lot of people is not all of them are actually playing for the enjoyment of playing. There's a lot of people that are trying to get their RCQ invites, a lot of people playing for the points or for the invitation to the 6K at the end, or because they have the cards that are really good right now that just like, hey, I don't want to get rid of them, I just want to play it. Okay, that's another reason.
Yeah, actually, Katie, I was talking to Katie in between rounds, and she said she really does not like the format, but she still plays it because she enjoys playing her deck.
Which is always another valid reason.
Yeah.
So we see Shadow Spear being found off of Saga, and then Tim tapping 2 for the Cauldron.
I get that Soul Cauldron.
How to come? I don't like it, says Evil Steven. Honestly, I don't like the non-diverse meta deck list being played here. It usually just comes down to if you're not playing decks A, B, and C, you're already at a disadvantage, and I don't really like that. Andrew casting Binding here, getting 2 more draw triggers off of Bean.
That's why this deck is very interesting that we're seeing right now, Mono Blue Cauldron, because obviously that is not a like meta deck, you'd say. So it'd be interesting to see how it does today, and if it becomes maybe meta, or just becomes like a good deck to face all of the meta decks in the format.
Tim tapping, I believe it's before Leyline Binding enters because he doesn't want to get rid of his Cauldron. Taps it to get rid of one and puts the counter on the construct. Andrew responds by fetching for a Temple Garden.
To answer your question, Evil Steven, I believe he got scammed, but by Tim's deck, actually. He versed Tim first round, and it was over very quickly, I'll say that.
So Binding again for the 3rd time in a row, getting rid of Construct Token. Is that the 4th Solitude? No, is that, yeah, that is the well, technically it's the 3rd Solitude pitch, the 4th.
Wow.
Oh, okay, never mind. I think he's exiled the Cauldron with the Binding and then Solituded the Construct. Yeah, my apology. It does look like it's been that way.
That was a good choice.
Combat swings with the non-summon 6 Solitude plus Shardless Agent.
But what else in Tim's graveyard can he take advantage of with the Cauldron?
There's another Ballista in there. I don't know, and there's a Patchwork Automaton. I don't really know how that helps him in this situation though. Is that a Spell Skite? Looks like a Secret Lair Spell Skite.
I cannot tell what that is.
They're then tapping mana to cast maybe another Cauldron. What they got for 2?
Patchwork Automaton?
Could be.
Oh, Walking Ballista.
Yes, Evil Steven. Emma was saying that she was saying that Kai did not scam anybody. He got scammed, but not in the sense of playing against the Rakdos scam list, but in the sense of he was actually playing against Tim. So Tim ended up getting the win there quickly, as I've been informed. So we see the Walking Ballista coming in for 1.
That is very interesting with the Cauldron. If you just turn like any creature with a counter on it into a Walking Ballista, you can just...
Never lending him a deck again, says Steven. You heard it here, folks.
It was only round 1. We still got 4 more rounds to go. It is a 5-rounder today with a cut to top 8.
It's okay, you can just win out from here easy. Elish Norn. This is deja vu of the last game we watched. How many people today? I believe we got exactly 32 players.
That is correct. 32 right on. Was Andrew on stream last time?
Nope, this is not even Andrew on stream. It was different. We had different players last round. Both of them playing Beans, 2 different decks.
Oh.
But Andrew seems to be playing a very, very similar one to one we saw last game.
I see.
So we see fire coming in, hitting Ballista and Spellskite to get rid of one of them. Spellskite jumping, or I guess bouncing off of Charlotte's Agent, and then Tim will be taking 6.
This almost looks like a very upgraded version of Enigmatic Incarnation decks in Pioneer.
Yeah, without the all the free spells. We got the beans, we got the Elish Norn, we've got Leyline Binding, we've got the land base, but no free solitudes.
Fire's
hey, there's a third Emry.
Some free.
Emry, and then a mana to equip Shadow Spear to Spellskite.
What I want to know is if you have a card like, say, the Reality Chip in your graveyard, and you exile it with the Soul Cauldron because it's a creature, does that mean you can equip any of your creatures with a counter on it?
That is kind of funny. That is a good question. It's a good question for my brain to not answer right now.
Just something for you viewers out there to think about, because I do not know the answer to it, but it seems like a very interesting situation.
4 mana for the infamous Omnath. Enters, trigger, draw 2. One of them, I believe, was a Lorien revealed. Misty Rainforest, trigger. He will get 4 life and 4 manas. Does he have anything to do with the mana? I would hope so. He's got a lot of cards in hand and a lot of mana. Fetch to get the last ability to deal 4 damage to Tim.
There's a
Steam Vents untapped, maybe? There's the 4 damage from Omnath. It's the last ability. And shocked in Steam Vents. We see Fury with the 4 and a red being cast. Wow, okay. 2 draw triggers.
okay.
Chooses to deal
Oh, might be thinking.
2 and 2? No? 1, 2, 3, some 4. I don't know. I did a lot of tapping. I think he is targeting 3 separate creatures, though. Maybe 2 on Ballista, 1-on-1 on each of them. Chooses to snipe one of the Solitudes out of the way. Emry dies. Still have a Spellskite. Oh, there's a second Fury. And that'll be it for game 1. Andrew takes it down with beans.
Wow. Andrew's draws, man. Those were... Was that all 4 Solitudes we saw?
All 4 Solitudes. We saw 2 or 3 Teferis. We saw 2 beans, if not... I don't think we saw a third one, but...
I mean, he was doing a bunch of drawing in his deck because of the beans.
Yeah, 3 Leyline Bindings. It's a pretty crazy deck. I would like to see a counter of how many beans are being cast today. I think I'm pretty sure just from like on stream I've seen
we saw 2 alone in that game.
2 in that game, and then maybe another like almost 7 to 10 last round. It was crazy. Both players shuffling and sideboarding to go to game 2. Curious to see how Tim will take the early game, because it seemed like he had a really good start to begin. Like he went turn 1 Emry, which is really good, but then he got shut down with a Solitude, and then turn 2 tried to go for, or turn 2 or 3 tried to go for another Emry and got shut down again by Solitude. Unfortunately, also didn't have a Cauldron in play yet to find a way to exile one from the graveyard rather than that.
I get the Soul Cauldron grants the reconfigurability, but because the creature doesn't come with equipment, you can't equip it to another.
Very interesting.
Huh. So it essentially does nothing.
It's one of those interactions that has an interaction but doesn't do anything.
That's funny. I mean, all those cards are on Arena, so I guess I could give it a shot and see what happens. But that does sound pretty, like a pretty good thought. I call it the Jagger.
Spend mana, do nothing? Yeah, that's accurate.
Oh, but he put a heart, so it's okay. Agatha Soul Cauldron is such an interesting card.
It's almost like every set they have just one absolutely busted card.
They're like, this is fine. And then like a week later, they're like, this is not fine.
Yeah.
We realize we've made a mistake.
Yep.
But we want to make more money, so we're gonna keep it legal.
Yeah, a lot of people are speculating, including me, that after the was it the PT in Barcelona for Lord of the Rings, after that set, Wizards would have the BNR and get rid of some of the Lord of the Rings cards because they'd already had their big event of it, and you know, everybody's bought the product, and we did not see that happen.
It is still here today. Although I think we have yet to see one.
Not saying that they have to be, like, anything from the set has to be banned. It's just that was, I think, when most of the problematic ones started to come into effect. Steven says, it's so weird to see these 2 mana enchantment artifacts see play. Time to play Spell Snare. Honestly, yeah. If everybody is playing green and the green decks run beans, yeah.
Beans and...
Because if you don't let beans resolve, you're fine. But as soon as beans hits, that's already 1 draw, so they've already paid 2 mana to draw a card.
I'd be interested to see if Cauldron sees playing any more decks.
Oh yeah, that's also 2 mana, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cauldron
Bowmaster,
means
right.
That is a good point too, Bowmaster. Something else has 2 mana. It's a Stoneforge Mystic, one of the best decks in the format.
Stoneforge Mystic's the best deck?
Well, in one of the best decks in the format.
Okay. Spell Snare and Back to Nature looking real good. Yeah, good point, Wizard. Evil Steven says, agree.
Cope.
Oh? Come on, what do you mean? I mean, I don't know if you were here for round 1, Steven, but we saw like 20 enchantments, over, or maybe more, 20 enchantments to
the SFM comment?
Oh, to the Stoneforge, okay. 20 enchantments being cast, so I was gonna say, Back to Nature does seem pretty good. Alright, players looking at their hands. It looks like Andrew's mulliganed and has 1 card to put back on the bottom. Tim potentially keeping his hand.
I'd be interested to see what your current favorite decks are in this modern format. Anybody in the chat that's listening and would like to put out their opinions and whatnot, feel free. It is playable. It's so playable.
Ooh, it looks like I see a Patchwork Automaton from Tim, so that'd be a pretty good card to have as early as possible, because it does have the ward. And no turn 1 from either. Looks like we see a bauble, so I assume we'll go land into the Patchwork, into Mishra, get a counter. If maybe followed by anything else. Who knows? 2 mana. Do we see the Patchwork? There it is. And there's the follow-up bauble.
Immediately a 2/2 with ward 1?
I think it has ward 2.
2? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Patchwork Automaton is 2 mana, 1/1, has ward 2, and whenever you cast an artifact spell, you may put a counter on it.
Such a simple card, but it is very good.
End step, we see the cycle for an island. Does he find a Triome here to get Domain online, or is he going to find a Shockland or a basic? Who knows? I have no idea. Yeah, there's a basic island being revealed. I'm interested to see if Andrew's list is running a Blood Moon.
I would say probably not. It looks like he's got way too many.
He does have like a really colorful land base, but oh well, there's beans. But I mean, if he's got I think all he really needs is what, one basic forest, one basic plains, and one basic island, and then he can play the deck. Otherwise, I'm not too sure why he grabbed the basic there. Maybe he already has a Triumph in hand. I don't know.
He has basics.
He has basics for Moon. Oh, maybe to be played against him. Right. That also is a valid option.
So that is bean number 3 and just round 2 alone.
Gemstone Caverns from Tim. Do we see just a pass to make a attempt to make another construct, or does he got something in his hand? 2 mana. A Cauldron, there it is. Into Emry. That's pretty good. No, nothing yet so far. Ouch.
2 automatons.
That is not what you want to be milling with that. Although, I mean, like, yes, you can like recast them with Emry, but ideally you want one of your big hitters to get exiled off of it, so you can start doing some shenanigans. Counter going on to the Patchwork from Cauldron. Goes to combat, swings in for 4. So this is what I was mentioning. If Tim can get a fast start, or a fast enough start to get Automaton big enough to the point where Andrew doesn't have the mana and resources to get rid of the Automaton because of that ward cost, it could grant him an advantage here. Charlotte's Agent, I assume for another beans. We don't see it yet.
There's 2 Furies though.
Charlotte's Agent again, 3 Furies, Omnath, Solitude. Everything but beans. Endurance. Still looking. There it is. Tim just taking a quick look at what he's cascaded from, or not cascaded into. Kind of just reminds me of the 4 and 5 color elementals we saw, a deck we saw like months ago, but better. Like I said, it has less elementals and more fun cards. And here we go. Here comes the fun. Hey, listen. Hey, fewer, okay? Fewer. Nobody's running the numbers. Nobody's memorizing the numbers. Just fewer. Solitude being pitch cast, with Teferi being exiled. Oh my god.
Oh, this is brutal.
That is brutal.
Not only is he targeting the Cauldron, but he's also targeting the
Urza Saga and upkeep.
Yeah.
Get rid of 2 things.
making a construct in response.
Making a construct in response, giving or exiling another thing off of Agatha to give a counter to Patchwork. Those both go to the bin. So here we go again. Emry in exile, can't be picked up from graveyard. Agatha's Soul Cauldron gotten rid of. Urza Saga has another one, but doesn't have anything to fetch off with it. Tim being reminded that the construct was made on his upkeep. Swings in for 5.
Andrew again is doing a very good job of keeping Tim off his game plan.
Yeah, it's crazy. Who would have thought that casting spells for free and drawing cards in return is would be a pretty good idea. Like, look at this. Binding for 1, get rid of a target, trigger, draw 2. Ooh, and there you go. See, now he has the ward mana to get rid of that patchwork. And Tim, it's not looking great for him. Andrew has the Triome, passes over to Tim. Saga goes to 2. See a Spellskite. Oh, it might be an Emry in his hand too, actually. There, Emry, Spellskite, something. And there's the Emry. There's another Emry milled, Spellskite milled, Botanical Sanctum, and Otawara. Passes back over to Andrew, and depending on what Andrew has drawn here in the past, like 3 or 4 draws, he might be able to finish up the game here in a turn or 2.
I don't know, he's at 6.
Yeah, I mean, what's he got to do? Cast 1 Omnath? Or 1 more Solitude, or 1 more Leyline Binding to get back?
Yeah.
Oh, he's shocking in the Steam Band, so yeah, his life is, he says, you know what?
Life is a resource.
Life's a resource, and I'm not dead until a life is 0 or below it, so. He's hard casting. Wow, see this? Look at this. Hard cast Lorien Revealed, draw off of 2 beans, and then draw 3 more off of Lorien Revealed. Oh my goodness, that is peak Magic the Gathering right there.
5 cards you just drew.
5 mana, draw 5. That's pretty good.
He's only got 1 blocker, and he's got 3 attackers next turn. If I'm
Although Spellskite is a 0/4, so you'd have to get a way to give it a counter of some sort. There's a Solitude. Pitch another Teferi.
Who needs him anyways?
Honestly, I'm convinced that Teferi's only in here to be pitched for Solitude and Subtleties. He's cast maybe like 6, 7 Solitudes, or Andrew, I should say, has cast 6, 7 Solitudes in the 2 games here so far, and almost all of them have been pitched to Teferi. Gets rid of Emry again, so here's the issue. Get rid of Emry. Now he's left with Spellskite and a Construct. Andrew has drawn 2 off of beans already from the Solitude. Yeah, Tim getting he's between a rock and a hard place here. I believe he has a Ledger Shredder in his hand, which at this rate, it's not the greatest answer to how you want to get out of this. Seems to be responding to the Saga, maybe to make a Construct. Let's see how long this one will stick around for.
Landry's got a handful of cards, and who knows how many of them are free spells.
This is true.
Although I guess Solitude's the only one that's flash, right?
Solitude and Subtlety.
Subtlety
and Endurance.
Oh.
But Endurance doesn't trigger off. I don't think Subtlety and Endurance trigger off of beans, because I think Subtlety is 4, right? Yeah, Subtlety is 4, so that it doesn't get it. But, I mean, hey, it's still free.
He just needs a blocker.
Yeah.
But if they're free spells, he won't have a blocker because they immediately die.
Only Fury and Solitude trigger beans, yeah.
Good eye, Wizard Fight.
Finds a Shadow Spear.
That's not a bad start.
Yeah, that way if he tries to get in for combat damage, he has the trample to threaten over the Charlotte's Agent. I mean, hey, depending on what Tim's got in his hand, we might be able to see him close out game 2 in his favor. Oh, no mana, unfortunately, to get rid of or to attach the Shadow Spear. Giving Andrew another turn to find an answer to blocks.
Good. Andrew just needed to live that turn so he could use all the cards that he's got in his hand.
Yep. 5 cards last turn, plus 2 more off Solitude, so it would have been 7 plus 1 more 4 turn.
Is this gonna be an Omnath? It is an Omnath.
Omnath. Trigger, draw.
I think Tim missed his chance.
Land, trigger, gain 4, yep, and then gain 4 mana and 4 life. Sorry, not 4 mana, 4 life. There's no Elishnorn. Don't mind. I'm just so used to both rounds having Omnath Elishnorn that I just assumed. He will be getting the 4 mana off of the land he fetches off of Windswept Heath, but not before then. So he's played an Omnath, drawn a card off of it, played a land to gain 4 life at a healthy 8, or I should say almost healthy 8. Then gets 4 mana that he just paid into Omnath back in his mana pool. So he's back up to 6 mana. Third beans.
Oh my goodness, 3 beans. It's getting dangerous.
You know, I'm glad Yorion's banned in this format, because that's all this deck needs, right, is Yorion. Oh, 3 triggers off of Leyline Binding.
Wow.
Still has 5 mana in his pool. I believe Andrew probably was going to target anything that wasn't Spellskite, and then Tim just paid 2 life to redirect it to Spellskite. There's
Oh gosh.
Solitude, pitch Solitude. Trigger, draw 3. Exile a construct, he gains 3. Interesting he didn't hardcast the Solitude there. I guess he's got other shenanigans to do. Okay, wow. Just absolutely dismantling Tim's board.
Wow. What a turn.
Yeah, this has been an unfortunate 2 games here for Tim. He's every time he's tried and attempted to get artifacts going. I think he has a Rona in his hand. Yeah, he's unable to do much with it. Yeah, he's just plays Rona and passes.
Which Rona is that?
I believe that is the one that can tap to draw a discard, and when he casts a legendary spell, it untaps.
Gotcha.
It seems to be an alternate art frame.
Wow.
Okay, that's.
And
Hey,
he
listen.
looks like he's scooping it up.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. That was brutal. That was brutal.
Wow.
We do see Andrew. Congratulations to him, though. He does get the win in 2.